Rick Santelli is here from Chicago with more. And we're up, about 25 basis points in the past week, Rick, on the 10-year?
Oh, absolutely. You nailed it. And we will slowly get to that. But first, you really brought up something important. This week was about inflationary pressures have not abated. In many cases, they've gotten a bit warmer. When it comes to import-export prices, it gets a little murky. There's a lot of moving parts. The strong dollar plays into it. But I picked one in particular. This is year-over-year import prices going back about a year. And you can see that we have definitely moved higher, up 1.3% today. The low that you see there on that chart happened to be in 23, when it was down over 6%. So we really have moved higher. And if you look at the 2-year, and this is just today, we see how the yields have moved higher. And there wasn't any real dynamics other than import-export prices. And the equity markets really moving higher on the NASDAQ is a good accomplishment because the NASDAQ, of course, pays quite a bit of attention to interest rates. Kelly talked about 25 basis points. Well, look at the week to date in tens. If you look at that at 439, we're up right now just shy of 25 basis points, 25 and a half. 2 years up 13, a baker's dozen on the week, which means if you do the calculation, we have some major steepness going on with regard to the 2s-10 spread. Look at a year to date of 10s. And I find this really interesting. You know, is the high yield that was made at the end of April around 470, that could be in the crosshairs. There's a bit of momentum going on in these markets since the end of September. And finally, back to that 2s-10 spread. Right now, it's hovering at 16. It closed last week at 4. It's up a dozen on the week. And nothing epitomizes and memorializes, underscores the nervousness regarding pricing pressures better than a widening 2-10 spread. Kelly, back to you.
At least the 3-month 10-year has turned positive, Rick, right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
I mean, we'll take it. Any positive sloping yield curves might help the banks. Good sign for the economy. Rick, thank you.